I'm back with my Thoughtful Thursdays, and you guessed, I'm in the office and so delighted to be back in the office. It brings in a certain sense of momentum, joy, and it's your desk, and you really feel excited to be working at your desk. But today, I'm going to continue with my memorable studies and insights that really changed the way we looked at things. This study was actually a content study and understanding the aspirations of youth in small town India and understanding what was really going on with them, because how could that play out into content and advertising? Youth study, and how do we do it? How do you talk to the youth? I've always found it difficult because there's so much going on in their minds. And I remember the study was done in Bhopal and it was done in smaller places which were about like a 4 hours drive from Nagpur, and I forget the other city. We did large groups of 10 to 12 youth, boys separately, girls separately. And then we also had intimate groups where we had 3 to 4 people that we chose from the bigger group. They were selected for different things, their mindsets, their attitude, their perspectives. But this helped us, take out a few important learnings from the bigger group and then distill it down further and understand the nuances of those thoughts. What was important in that was right from the bigger group to the smaller group was creating this level of trust. I call it the circle of trust and empathy and the safe space for them to really open up what was going on in their mind. I want to share a few learnings from that study. The first one, which took me a bit surprised because in Bombay we take a lot for granted, was this girl telling me this boy that she was good friends with, and he has touched her and just touched on the hand, they were holding hands, and he said, does he qualify to be my boyfriend? What about sexual intimacy? Remember, these are small towns and this was all going on in their mind. The second thing was the need for privacy. They said that we don't get privacy in where we stay. So we sometimes drive all the way to Nagpur and hang around in hotels. The third point in this sexual intimacy and relationships was somebody was having a crush with the professor, an older person. How do you handle that? So the important first learning was relationships, romantic relationships. Relationships between boys and girls. How do you deal with that? How do you handle that? Society's perspective on these things. The second one was girls wanting to understand their identity. What happens to them once they get married? They also had thoughts of really setting an example or being role models. Some wanted to really prove themselves and they said that माँ बाप का सपना पूरा करना है. The others were saying that we have such big dreams. I don't want to be an engineer. I really want to be a theatre artist. But there are no opportunities like that for girls. So identity formation was a very important thought. And the third one was girls saying that खुद के पैरों पे खड़ा होना है. And how do we capture this interesting learnings? We took a lot of creative paper, where they could write their thoughts. In fact, one exercise was memorable where I said that, okay, listen, I heard a lot from both the boys and the girls, and I said, whatever you want, your dream, your aspirations, I'm giving you this paper. It's a blank paper, it's a colorful paper. Write down your thoughts and sign them. We later came back and analyzed all these thoughts, and that's how The 3 thoughts that I shared with you, or interesting learnings, came out from this analysis. But the larger thought I want to leave you with is that creating the circle of trust and empathy for people to share their innermost thoughts and feelings. And that's when you enjoy being a researcher. I hope you liked this episode of Thoughtful Thursdays and look forward to the next one.